My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is March 29th, 2023. It is 10:54 p.m. So this video is supposed to be like in 12 a.m. the 30th, but I'm starting early. I should be making thumbnails for some videos. All of these videos, I'm supposed to be making thumbnails for them, but there's a lot of topics to cover, so I want to start recording, and so let's get to it. Okay. Whispers and spare, excuses aren't needed. Last time Prince Harry was in the UK, he had no plans to see his father either. It was a work trip, and then his grandmother died and his father became king. King Charles pretends he's too busy to see Prince Harry. Alright, so there's an article. At first I thought it was New York Times for some reason. So this one I'll click on it. I don't know if it's one of the squatty stuff. You got Royal Suitor. Let's see who wrote it. No, it's not Royal Suitor. I thought it was Royal Suitor. So you guys could read that. Okay, it's not that long. Okay, since I click on it, I'll read only the first paragraph, whatever's there. Okay, King Charles clearly doesn't want to see Prince Harry right now. I think we can all relate. Who hasn't avoided a relative because they did something obnoxious? For instance, writing a bestseller memoir, spilling decades of family secrets. Did he? He just tells stuff that was written about him and his perspective of things. But okay, what isn't very understandable is King Charles' inability to come up with a good reason as to why he won't be seeing his son during his surprise visit to the UK this week. The Telegraph report that the king is busy. Prince Harry relocated to California with his wife Meghan Markle in 2020, but he unexpectedly turned up at a London court on Monday for a hearing and his lawsuit against Associated Newspaper Limited. The royal is suing the publisher of the Daily Mail and other tabloids for privacy violation. The celebrity plaintiffs and the case also include musician Elton John, filmmaker David Furnish, actresses Elizabeth Hurley and Sadie Foss, Baroness Doreen Lawrence, and politician Sir Simon Hughes. Okay, so there's more. You guys could read it. Alright, so let's read some of the comment here. So I don't get it. All those royal rats are saying that Charles wants his son Prince Harry at the coronation and all those talks about an olive branch, but when Harry comes to London, even if it's just a business trip, according to the same royal rat, Charles is now too busy to see his son. Again, they're just using Harry's name for clicks. Alright, so based on some sort of agreement they have with the palace is that they cannot be sued. Okay, whatever the agreement was. I think I will be reading it in one of the articles that I have here for you from The Guardian. The link will be in the description. So they know they could do whatever they want and they will not be sued. So there's Harry who's taking the leap. KSI Pa is out here. And don't forget also when Harry appeared in court, Charles was supposed to be in Germany. Not Germany. It was supposed to be in France. But that trip was cancelled due to many other reasons. There's protests and it was unsafe for him, according to what I read. Okay, so his booking, his calendar, his diary was pretty much empty, okay, during that time, because he was supposed to be somewhere and it was canceled. So if he wanted to see Harry, he would have. Okay, and don't forget as well, when you want something, you'll find a way. So I don't think he really wanted. Okay, and Harry came for one thing and one thing only. That's to be in a court to play his case, because he waited too long for this, so he had to show up. KSI, Pa is out here on this street begging for FaceTime with Biden. Yeah, I saw something. I didn't fully read it. I saw pictures of him with Biden. I didn't fully. I'll look into it to see what's that all about. Okay, Sai, Pa is out here on these streets begging for FaceTime with Biden. Why will family man Biden want to meet with Charles and his mistress? Biden, who loves and fight for his kids, versus Charles, who only cares about himself. Shaking my head off. Okay, I'll go into that because there's 11 coming. Okay, I'm confused. Haven't we known for at least 2 weeks that Has was going to be in court in person? So why is UK press claiming it was a surprise appearance? Yeah, from personal because the thing is that they don't have leaks. They took fragments from them, and like I said in another video, I don't know which one you guys gonna see first. They all are numbered in the order that I record them, but depend on how YouTube behave with my videos. Okay, so I don't know which one you're gonna see first. Like for instance, this one, the one that I have here, I recorded yesterday, and it's way before it's public already, and it's before many of these. Look at this, limited. Okay, so all of these were limited at one point, but now they are on. So like I was saying, I don't know which one you're gonna see first. Okay, so Charles was supposed what was that? Let me see, what did I forgot from trying to explain something. Okay, I'm confused. Haven't we known for at least 2 weeks that, oh yes, fragment, like I said in other videos, that fragment was the only thing that Harry had where they could have known when Harry's coming. So there's no leak. He decided to take fragment away from him. So in other videos that I've said is that I think that was the best thing he did. Okay, as much as, you know, we were upset that he was doing his stupid move, his petty move, take fragment away from Harry, I think it was good, because these people, the tabloid people, wanted to know like a heads up, so they didn't know anything. So Harry didn't tell anybody. Okay, so they didn't know if Harry was showing up. Okay, so why is UK press claiming it was a surprise appearance? Because they didn't know. There was no leaks from the palace to let them know that Harry was coming. So Harry just hover around without anybody noticing. Okay, from personal experience, I can tell you that it's not easy to ban a parent from your life for your mental health's sake, especially when it's your only living parent, but it gets easier over time and the reason become clearer, and they show everyone else why you had to. It looks like she went through some stuff herself. Let's see here. Well said. The hardest thing I have ever done to save my sanity is to ban my parents from my life. People often don't understand the need for it. Added difficulty for me was extended family members who didn't understand, and having to include my only sibling in that ban with his 2 children I adore, and miss out on watching them grow up because of their enmeshment. Solidarity. There's a heart and understand. Okay, I did. You have to remove the trauma from your life. Prince Harry is happy now. Does he want his family back? Of course, but it's only them to make it right. Yeah. Okay, Dido. So some people understand. All right, so okay, let's read what's there and then move on. Okay, weren't his brother and sister-in-law too busy to see him when they came to the US? Nobody had a problem with that then. There's that. I'm proud. Well, the US is huge. Well, then again, when you consider the traveling time from UK to the US, it's a long time. If they wanted to make another 5-hour flight from Boston to the other side of the United States, it's a long flight. But if you think of timing and proximity, if they wanted to, they could have. Okay, but yeah, it was business trip and whatever. Again, like I've said a few minutes ago, if they wanted to, they would have made the time. Okay, so there's space going on, and over time, I don't know, maybe they understand themselves, but Harry had to do what he had to do because the amount unnecessary, very out of the path of things, unnecessary pain and suffering they inflicted on him because of their hatred, their racist mindset. All right, so Harry had to do what he had to do to protect his love, his family. He's trying to create his child at that time, Archie only. Okay, now his little family, he needs to protect them because his little family did absolutely nothing wrong. When you look back when Meghan was in the UK, what did Meghan do? Everything you could look back were all positive. So Meghan and Miss Doria and Harry have nothing to be ashamed or worry about, because all they were doing, and they let people know. It's not like they were hiding it. They let people know that they were ready to work. Harry told the world during his interview with Meghan, the engagement, there's a lot to do. A lot to do.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah. Really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
So the minute that Meghan got on board, she was working. Pull up her sleeve and get on board and work. And what did they do? They hated her for that. So there's nothing to worry about, nothing to be ashamed. Okay? And then it's not like it was a surprise. She was gonna hide to pretend she's not gonna work, but then she come and work. No, she told you exactly what they were gonna do.
Really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
They told us exactly what they were gonna do, so we should not be surprised, and then they should not be feeling sorry. Okay, they lift people up. Put food on the table where it really mattered. Okay, literally food, the cookbook.
This is more than a cookbook. And what I mean by that is the power of food is more than just the meal itself. It is the story behind it.
And they sustained themselves while the pandemic was ravaging to other charities, and they sustained themselves. So there's absolutely nothing for Harry, Meghan, or Archie, you know, later on he will understand, to be ashamed of, because his dad did the right thing to protect his little family and his own mental well-being. Okay, let's read what's there and then move on. What is Charles and William afraid of? If Charles refuses to see his son, it's okay. The egg is in Charles' face. This is a game for the royal family. I'm so proud of King Harry. He's a man on a mission and he's focused. Okay, like many of the squad been saying, they should have left Meghan alone. The minute that they start inflicting pain onto Meghan, this is where Harry was like, enough is enough, because he grew up in it. He was trying to sustain himself with all the pain they were doing to him, because he grew up in it. But the minute he realized they were passing that pain onto the love that his love, and remember in his book he said something like, when he looked at Meghan in the picture, okay, he wanted Meghan to take him with her to whatever journey that she was doing. He wanted to go in the journey that Meghan was traveling, but the minute they interrupt Meghan's well-being, that's when things get a little bit too personal for Harry, and they disrupt Meghan's well-being. Okay, so he wanted to follow Meghan to whatever journey that Meghan was doing. So the minute that they interrupt, okay, that mental well-being of Meghan to that journey that he wanted to take with her, that's when Harry was like, enough is enough. Not only that, Harry had experienced Meghan privately before the world knew that they were dating. So Harry had already experienced the lifestyle of Meghan, and he wanted that. He wanted that. All of Meghan's friends shut them out. Nobody leaked anything for extra cash.
know we can rely on you for being a great guy. So what an incredible friend you were to Meghan Markle is. Have you guys hung out at all since then?
No, we haven't spoken. She just wrote me a very nice thank you letter, and I framed it, and that was very nice of her to do. She just appreciated that I was honest, but it's so funny that we live in a time where everyone's like, it's such a big deal. I just did the right thing.
Right.
You know, it's okay to feel like that should be the norm and the status quo, but it's like, whoa, it's so crazy. He told the truth. I think we should all be a little more honest.
Well, thank you for doing the right thing.
Okay, they all were satisfied with whatever it is that they had. So Harry was able to be whoever he wanted around Meghan's friend. So there's that aspect of things. So all of the things, all of my silly, humble opinions are coming back to play again. When I was saying when they were dating and all of this, the lifestyle, the things that Harry was experiencing. Can you imagine that? You have people in show business, in suit, where Harry was showing up. Nobody said a damn thing. You tell me, why do you think Harry's doing all of this now? Okay? They disrupt his mental well-being and Meghan's, who was living a very comfortable life. So Harry had to take action. He's like, enough is enough. Okay? Okay, so let's read this. So very proud of Prince Harry. But the reason I brought suit is that these are people in show business. They were in front of the camera all the time. Many of them could have easily, when you look at even people who's not even in front of the camera, let's say people who's cleaning after things is done, after production and all of that, not a single one of them, not one. I'm telling you, the suit crew, those who were in front and behind, and some names we will never know, this group is very special, because not a single one of them, they all knew Meghan was dating Harry. Not a single word came out. Okay, so that crew, like I said, people who were in front of the camera, which were the actors and actresses, the production company people, the camera crew, the makeup crew, you name it, every little people that makes the show successful, none of them say a damn word. So all of the crew, the names, when we read all of the cast members where they give credit at the end of the show, we should look at all those names and give a shout out to them, every single one of them, because none of them leak a damn thing for extra cash. So may God protect and guide every single one of them. All right, so that's this is the reason why I brought suit name into that conversation. All right, so very proud of Prince Harry participating in his quest for justice. It won't benefit the known and unknown claimants. Okay, thank you, claimant versus AN clown. Honestly, I think Harry had been in the UK multiple times without his father or us knowing. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, because there's business he's taking care of over there. He still have charities and whatever. These are the people you keep close. Okay, and they know it. They know what Harry is going through, and they want to protect them. And our prayers as well. Okay, there is going to come a time when that father is going to call upon his son, and he will not get a reply. May the blessing of God abide with Harry and his family, that he has no need to call Charles, not even to ask how he is feeling. And that's that other aspect I've said as well. All those people who's giving him cash, bag full of cash and all of that, he thinks these people are his friends. They're smiling in front of him, dining with him and do all of that. No, it's because of his position. They just want something in return. They don't give a shit about him. Even William as well. And then William's kind of mindset is Charles, who trained him to be that way, by the way. All right, he didn't know that Harry was coming over the court case. The palace and the press was caught on the hop. He's that toddler that Elizabeth left when she went on tour for years. They had a toddler king. Yeah, and I think that's the mindset he still has. There's more comment. Let's move on. There's some good. I'm telling you, this whole entire tweet could be one video by itself, but I have plenty more. Next tweet. All right, so I'm getting close to the good things here. Okay, people can bash and criticize him all they want. He doesn't give a. But we all know who is Rockstar of that family. Tell yourself the truth. It has always been Harry. Don't come into my mansion with your nonsense. I only care about the Sussexes. Okay, Prince Harry arrived at court on the second day of lawsuit against Associated Newspaper. Discover more UK news on that. Okay, so there's a link here. Let me bookmark this because I've been looking for people who's going through, like, there's people who sometimes tweet things, live tweet, live feed what's going on in the court. So I cannot find anybody who's doing that. So maybe he's one of those. That link is. Alright, so let's read some of the comment. They probably begged him not to go to court today since his sperm donor was going to Germany and they wanted him to have the media attention. I don't think Harry care about this. Okay, I don't think so. I don't even think he has any conversation with them. Yeah, I think so too. This I agree. They know that why they behave like that. They are left with those boring ones. Exactly. Well said. Tell them again. Not one single lie here. Okay, so confident, so handsome. Say that again for the back of the room. All right, so let's go to the let's look at the video. The video is 39 seconds, and maybe I'll go into that and see what they say. Okay, so this is a different angle.
If he walks down there into the front of the court.
Listen to them. His radio. I mean, I was looking at this earlier. I guess this is supposed to be like the armed guard or something. He's taking his sweet time. If there's something happening, people need to run. How the hell is gonna be? Okay, you know what? Let me shut my mouth because he's just working so slow, and Harry was waiting for him. And this is the thing. Remind me of Johnny Depp case thing. When Johnny Depp is going into the court, he come with his bodyguard, and this is the thing that they were preventing Harry from having, those two men next to him. Okay.
Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
And listen to the
Morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Man, those bodyguards are buff. They are buff. Let me go in it and see what the people are saying. Okay, good morning, Your Highness. Lord Prince Harry, fill out that suit. Yep, good morning, Your Highness. There's this Diana speaking from the grave to his son. He won't cower into the corner. Okay, those camera clocks can drive one crazy. Yeah. That's this. Okay, here comes the irrelevant prince superstar, that's for sure. Okay, damn, Harry has been working out and putting sexy work on. Yep, I think they have a gym, or was that Tyler Perry's home? There's something that I have where's a picture of a gym. Good morning, Your Highness. Sound like machine guns fired. Okay, good morning, Your Highness. I love this for our good King Harry. His family tried to destroy and strip him of everything because he refuses to play a game with the nasty tabloid press like the rest of them did. Despite 6 years of media attacks sanctioned by his family, the people still. Okay, good morning, Your Highness. That's fabulous. Okay, so now let's go to the next tweet. Okay, oh my god, I'm 21 minutes. Oh, that was that. Okay, so that was that. Okay, I'm on 21 minutes. I think I'm gonna have 2 videos because I have a lot of tweets and I'm only on the 3rd one. All right, and this article I'm gonna read because I wanted to know what it says. Okay, hot stuff. Prince Harry has gone into detail in his allegation about media surveillance and phone hacking, claiming the royal family made a deal with Murdoch Media not to sue. Again, these I did not know. And this is the thing that I said during Meghan's lawsuit. Okay, so let's go into it and then I'll read some of the comments. And there's a lot. Okay, the link of this article will be in the description. I also shared it on my community board. I actually turned on my computer so I could get the link, because the one that I was getting from my phone, it was something with Twitter, and some of you are not on Twitter, so I had to go log on my laptop to get the link. And then I ended up posting at least 2 or 3 different posts for you guys. Okay, so let's read the article. Prince Harry royal agrees not to sue newspapers over phone hacking. Harry says he was conditioned to accept family's view that they should not dare take on UK newspaper industry. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, I didn't even start, but my humble opinion is already popping in. I truly believe when the Queen father died, which was the king, whoever was guiding the Queen, okay, they took over Charles. They trained Charles to believe that the tabloid is the only way to do things, to move forward, to get good press, to do all of that. And then Charles in turn trained William to be that way. But the thing is that he never, because they never give a rat's ass about Harry, and this is where Harry is breaking protocol. Okay, Harry saw a different view and said, no, I don't have to play with them, you know, those kind of games. So it's many of the things that I've said past before. If you have consistently listened to my videos, you'll hear me repeat almost the same thing. All right, Harry says he was conditioned to accept family views that they should not dare take on UK newspaper industry. Prince Harry has claimed members of the royal family struck a secret deal with newspapers not to sue them over phone hacking because it will open a can of worms. In one of my videos, I said we're gonna hear a lot of names that we didn't expect to hear. And one of the articles I read, there's about 73 journalists' names that they don't want to make public. They want to wait until the case goes to trial, and if it doesn't go to trial, we will not hear anything. But what I'm saying here, if it does go to trial, we're gonna hear some, not just royal rats name, those 73 names, there's gonna be much more. Okay, much more. Harry alleged his own family hid information from him about press intrusion, and he had been conditioned to accept his family's view that they should not dare to take on the British newspaper industry.
During his tour of Afghanistan, Harry's exasperation, even loathing of the press has shone through loud and clear.
My father always says don't read it. Everyone says don't read it because it's always rubbish. I'm surprised how many people in the UK actually read it. I mean, everyone's guilty for buying the newspapers, I guess, but hopefully no one actually believes what they read, which I certainly don't. But yeah, of course I read it. If there's a story and something's being written about me, I want to know what's being said.
In documents filed to the High Court, he said there was a private arrangement between the royal family, which he calls the institution, and Rupert Murdoch's news group newspaper, NGN, which publishes The Sun. This is where the courtiers came in. Okay? These are the people, in my humble opinion, when the king died, they took over. Okay? These are the people. And then they conditioned Charles to follow that protocol. Okay, so Harry's making it clear, and I was right again. When you read between the lines and you understand people's reaction, emotion, and movement, and kind of intention, you will understand. So I understand. Even before the Oprah interview, in one video I said, okay, there's the family side and then there's the business side, and I get some flack for it. Many people wait until things is spelling out to them, when in fact you could just read between the lines. And Harry have been saying things where he wants the separation between the firm and the family. And I even just go back to videos leading up to the Oprah interview. Okay, I don't know which one because I have videos almost every day. Okay, so go back to around that time because I put dates on them at the upper right corner. Okay, Harry claimed, quote, there was in place an agreement between the institution and NGN that we will not engage or even discuss the possibility of bringing claims against NGN until the litigation against it relating to phone hacking was over. Okay, So there's that, the condition that they instill into Charles, and then Charles instill it into William, and all of that. Quote, the institution made it clear that we did not need to know anything about phone hacking, and it was made clear to me that the royal family did not sit in the witness box because that could open up a can of worms.
My father always says don't read it. Everyone says don't read it because it's always rubbish.
Okay, so when you look back at Meghan's lawsuit, when Meghan was talking to the lawyers of the firm and all of that, these are the groups. These are the groups who trained the institution to be that way. They took over. I don't think the royal family is running the show over there. Okay, so these are the people, all the courtiers, all the secretaries. These are the people we need to look into. Okay, and then now we know Camilla as well, because she's partying with them. She probably is a mold they put in there to win Charles' heart and whatever it is. Because, okay, that's the thing here. They trained Charles to be like a freaking baby king. So they probably train, what's that, Camilla, okay, how to behave around Charles to win Charles' heart. And then from that, she became the mold to steal Charles' heart. Okay, I don't know if that makes sense, because the queen, it wasn't the one who raised Charles. Remember that part. Okay, so I'll be interrupting as I read this because I'm getting more understanding of things. The institution was without a doubt withholding information from me for a long time about NGN phone hacking, and that has only become clear in recent years as I have pursued my own claim with different legal advice and representation. Okay, this is also another thing. When Harry keep on complaining to IPSO, I think that's what IPSO. Okay, they keep on telling him that the paper didn't do anything. These are the same group again. Okay, all of these are coming into play. Harry keeps on complaining to them that the papers is intruding in his own private life, but the IPSO people who oversight the newspapers said the newspapers didn't do anything. And this is when Harry decided not to deal with them anymore. Whenever he has a complaint, he goes straight to court, and he usually wins. Okay, so all of this. And one thing I forgot to finish the first thought when I stopped before is that when Meghan was suing them, they keep on giving Meghan the runaround. The firm's lawyer keep on pushing it until Meghan had to get her own thing. All of this play into it. Okay, all of that play into it. These are the group of people, okay, who have people in every place. They have people in the government. Okay, when you hear the papers is advising who's supposed to be, I don't know, from what I've heard or read somewhere, is that once the paper backed a particular politician, and then that's when, you know, certain things happen. So these are the same group. Okay, when we look at the what is it, that video that I did regarding the papers, they were against blacks mingling with other people, with the whites and all of that, and then they start pursuing things on the papers and all of that. These are the same group of people. They put themselves in every position. The only position they didn't have back then is the firm, the institution, the royal family, but they find their way in. Once they got in, they took over. Okay, and then they trained Charles into becoming the kind of a king that he is, making him believe that the paper is the only way, when in fact it's not. Okay, so that's that. I'm tying all of my humble opinion into one now. In addition to claim against NGN and the publisher of the Mirror, Harry is now bringing a claim against Associated Newspapers, the publisher of the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday. He alleges the company's newspapers targeted him through a variety of illegal means, including voicemail interception, tapping of landline phones, and inappropriately obtaining credit card record. What? Even that? But I should not be surprised. These are all electronic stuff. Harry said he decided to sue Associated Newspapers because, quote, if the most influential paper company can successfully evade justice, then in my opinion, the whole country is doomed, end quote. This is not the first time I'm hearing that quote. Okay, different articles that I read says the same thing. In the witness statement, Harry added, quote, "I'm bringing this claim because I love my country and I remain deeply concerned by the unchecked power, influence, and criminality of associated." Again, this is the thing where I said the recycle of things, the institution, the government, and the newspapers. This is what I saw from reading and looking into all of that. The three branches, there was no check and balance between these things. And this is what Harry's saying as well. There was absolutely no check and balance because they all were on the same page. Okay, when everybody's on the same page, this is a problem. Even though we need we need to move forward, but people need to have some sort of an objection because everybody don't think the same way. We have to see different angles of things to say, okay, if this happened, maybe this will happen. Okay, this is why we all are individual. We get to see different angle, different aspect based on the way we grow up, different environment, different things. This is why we need to have checks and balances. And then we will come into a mutual agreement with a certain understanding, knowing that we come to that agreement to not disrupt other people's lives, disrupt people's way of living, this sort of things. This is why we have check and balances. In the UK, there was none. Every institution, every prominent people, or every offices, or everything that the people, okay, were relying on for justice, they were all on the same page. So they were all looking out for each other. This is the thing that I was saying. I was seeing and I was raising it over and over again. And there's Harry saying it here. There was no check and balances. Every prominent office, institution, they all were on the same page. This is not the right way to move forward. Okay? People need to have check and balances, different ideas, different understanding, different views, different perspective, and things like that. But when everybody's on the same page, it's crazy. Okay? People's gonna go mental. Okay, so let's read that again. "I am bringing this claim because I love my country and I remain deeply concerned by the unchecked powers." There it is, unchecked power. There were too many people who could do whatever they want. Okay, influence and criminality of associated. And he continued, "The evidence I have seen shows that associated journalists are criminals with journalistic powers which will concern every single one of us. The British public deserve to know the full extent of this cover-up, and I feel it is my duty to expose it." Okay. Now, all the derangers who keep on saying, and spare, Harry is releasing family secret and all of that, Harry didn't release anything. We're gonna hear it now in court where it really matters. Okay? If those people he names names in his book, felt like they could sue him, they should have sued him. But when things is in court, it's fair play. It's fair play. And this is where he's gonna release, let everything out. I'm telling you, when you look at the steps, knowing that how things is revealing, how Harry and Meghan reveal things, you got the docu-series. Okay, you got spare. Okay, and then now you're gonna have the court thing. It's step by step. Okay, you could see how he revealed things. Okay, and it's very brilliant as well. Okay, he said, reporting the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday about his private life had caused him immense grief and paranoia as a young man, citing an article about a little-known girlfriend from his Eton days called Laura Gerald Lee. Okay, so when Daily Mail, I was reading, was it a screenshot? One of the squaddies were mentioning. Okay, screenshot the squad tweeted, and this is the name. Okay, and then all of a sudden, Daily Mail decided not to name the name. But what the squad uncovered is that I think it was 2015 or 2017. Could be 2015. 2017 it was with me. Could be 2017 because I think they knew that he was dating Meghan and all of that, so they were trying to sidetrack him. Okay, the squad uncovered that they did name that person. I think it was that name. But now Harry's in court. Harry's in court, so he needs to tell his truth. So I think it's appropriate to name names now. Okay? But not on his book or whatever. Like that woman who his first time was behind a pub, he didn't name any name. But that woman, if she is the actual person, decided to out it herself. But in court, you need to tell the truth, and all the truth. Okay? So he has to name names. Okay? All right, let's read that paragraph over. He said report in the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday about his private life had caused him immense grief and paranoia as a young man, citing an article a little-known girlfriend from his Eton days called Laura Jarrett Lee. Quote, it led to Laura's parents being doorstep, wow, which they were understandably not pleased about. This sort of things caused me to try and keep matters as private as I could to avoid this happening. This is the stepping stone that I keep on saying. Okay? The stepping stone. From this experience with this woman and then from other girlfriend that he had, he tried to keep, he learned from each one of them. This is progression. Okay? Progression. From this, he learned that they were intruding into the parents of the person he was dating. And then the next thing, the next girlfriends, he learned from it and tried to keep things private and tried to protect them as well. And then you could see why some of them ran away. They didn't want to deal with that. Okay, I'm telling you, Princess Diana brought Meghan to Harry. There's no way to see that from miles across the pond, this is the woman that he had to marry. And then look at it, had to leave to get his peace of mind. Okay? And then they still went after him. Okay? Tried to invade in Meghan's private matter. Get her social security, phone numbers, and all of that. So you could see the pattern. Harry is not lying. Okay, Harry is one of 7 individuals bringing cases against the publisher of the Mail, claiming the group's newspapers regularly broke the law to obtain stories. Associated Newspapers has described the claims as preposterous smear and pre-planned and orchestrated attempt to drag the Mail title into the phone hacking scandal. Okay, I mean, they have to come. You gotta give it to them. Okay, you have to give it to them. They have to come with an argument. Okay, but we know this is BS. All right, they said the evidence was based on unsubstantiated and highly defamatory claim based on no credible evidence. Harry was present in court for a second day in central London to hear technical argument about how certain information have been obtained by his legal team. Witness statement from other claimants who include Doreen Lawrence. This is what I said. This woman is there to give support, to strengthen the case. Okay, because hers were being used, her story, her case was being used again and again and again, and then traumatize her over and over again, and that is to strengthen her the case. Okay. Witness statement from other claimants who include Doreen Lawrence, Elton John, Liz Hurley, and Sadie Force also set out allegation of illegality at Associated Newspapers and the hurt they had caused. Associated had dismissed all the claim as preposterous smear. Okay, you could understand them. Of course, they have to come with an argument, but we know it's BS. Elton John told the court he believed the Mail was inhumane and claimed it had dug up his personal medical record as well as obtaining the birth certificate of his son Zachary. Oh my God, I have to give Elton John as much credit as possible. He kept his little family as private as possible, but these people went and dig up things. I think I only saw a picture of the two. I think there's two boys, and it was to a magazine where he gave access, and that was it. Credit to him, kudos to him and his husband. Okay, something he said was, quote, abhorrent and outside even the most basic standard of human decency. John said, quote, I have devoted my life to my music, but this does not mean deeply personal things which I have to deal with in private or fair games. The fact they did this to our son Zachary when he was a baby just born, how little integrity and morality exists within this newspaper group. Okay, Doreen Lawrence lawyer Amran Ken Casey said his client felt betrayed by the Mail. Okay, I think in some of my videos I mistakenly I thought she had the same lawyer as Harry, but it's different. But okay, let's continue. Okay, who had previously campaigned on behalf of her murdered son, Stephen. He said Doreen Lawrence had found the male duplicity to be breathtaking and beyond comprehension, even after all the inhuman we have witnessed since the night of Stephen was killed. Sadie Force said her ex-husband, Jude Law, believed she was leaking. This one, I find it very heartbreaking. This one, I read it from another article, because I read now every article that come about the case, I have to read it because I cannot find someone who's live streaming it, who's texting while they're in court about it. I cannot find, so I have to rely on some of the good articles. Keep in mind, I do not read the Daily Mail articles for you, okay? But the Guardian and other things I read. Okay, Sadie Force said her ex-husband Jude Law believed she was leaking information to newspapers about her divorce, while she now alleged this was due to illegal interception of information. Liz Hurley said she objected to Stasi-like surveillance by the media. This one, I really feel for her because she was going through some pain, and then for the husband, I mean, you could understand both perspective. Okay, when you're talking on the phone with your whatever agreement while you're trying to do your separation, and then things are popping up on the front page, and then you can understand why Jude Law will feel that she's leaking, when in fact there was a third person who both did not know was listening in. Okay, and that's very painful. Okay, so on Tuesday, the court heard argument over whether confidential evidence provided to the Leveson inquiry by Associated Newspapers could now be used by the claimant in the case. The Mail, which attempting to have the claim struck out, argued the material showing payment to private investigators should not admissible because the data was provided to the public inquiry with a guarantee of confidentiality. Okay, another witness, the former private investigator Steve Whittemore, said he was paid hundreds of thousands of pounds to provide illegally obtained information to the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday. Quote, "It irked me to watch the Leveson inquiry and hear executives and senior figures from the Daily Mail and Mail on Sunday deny that their reporters and editors knew what they were asking me to do was unlawful. I know they did." Okay, he said, a number of those journalists who used his services and who knew the information he provided for their stories have been obtained unlawfully, quote, are still in senior position at Associated Newspapers. Yeah, they know. Okay, Adrian, I read somewhere in one of the articles that I read to you guys, and is that they had a signed affidavit of one of their investigators to clear their name or something like that. So I think this might be the same person. I don't know. Okay, Adrian Baltranic Casey represented Associated Newspaper, told the court that another private detective relied on by the claimant had now provided this is the thing here. Okay, had now provided a signed witness statement, quote, denying that he was commissioned or instructed by Associated to carry out any unlawful activities. Wow. Okay, let me read it again. Okay, Adrian Baltani Casey, represent Associated Newspaper, told the court that another private detective relied on by the claimant had now provided a signed witness statement, quote, denying, okay, this is the one that I read from another, denying that he was commissioned or instructed by Associated to carry out any unlawful activities. Yeah, to clear their name. But they all know. Okay, so the link of this article will be in the description. You guys could read it without me interrupting with my humble opinion. So let's read some of the comments under there. I don't think I have any other articles to read to you, so this I might keep it as one how do you call this, one video by itself once I finish read some of the comments here. I'm sure he got all the receipt. Okay, let's read the this here, the caption. Hot Stuff, Prince Harry has gone into detail in his allegation about media surveillance and phone hacking, claiming the royal family made a deal with Murdoch Media not to sue. Okay, we read that already. Okay, I'm sure he got all the receipt. We all know Harry is off his trolley, but no excuse for papers to go too far. Is the hypocrisy of they must have tell, but I can that gets me. Okay. He better have actual proof. Once the evidence is provided, I'll back him. Okay, yep, that's a good response. Stay neutral. I understand him. This is a very neutral response. Okay, yep, Pamela the homewrecker at the helm of it. Okay, let's see here. To comment. Okay, it's not just Harry though, is it? Okay, he and the others have a strong case against Daily Fair. Why would Prince Harry fabricate this? Okay, there isn't really any need. And seeing the kind of twisted relationship royal family has with British media and them employing former Daily Fair journalists, I have no doubt Prince Harry is telling the truth. Okay, I mean, let's say you weren't aware of the Sussex Squad. Okay, you happen to start knowing about the case. I think this is a reasonable response to that. I agree with this person. Okay, wow, what a family. Royal family in bed with Murdoch. Imagine that. Yes, I can truly see that. Quid pro quo. Okay, and this is why they were giving Meghan the run around. Okay, where Meghan, they intercept Meghan's paper. They have to know, because they suggested Meghan. If you know the story about how the paper, the letter, okay, was come about, they suggested to Meghan. Okay, at some point I think they even suggest for her to fly over there. And then you know, it wasn't safe. It's impossible for her to do that, right? And they suggested for her to write the letter because they wanted all those noise from the paper to stop. Meanwhile, they were all over. They were in every corner doing that. Meanwhile, you see Meghan in the middle, not knowing who to trust, or not even knowing the royal family was behind it. Okay, they brought out her family. This is the thing we need to go back to. Okay, they brought out her family to come and talk to the papers and smear her name. Meanwhile, the objective was to stop the relationship between Harry and Meghan.
That may have been one of the things that upset her. And of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
Okay, so to humiliate her, okay, to somewhat stop the relationship, they brought the family.
In a current affair exclusive, Meghan Markle's sister, Samantha Grant, or Samantha Markle as she now prefers to be called, takes us inside their fractured relationship.
Well, she had the audacity to say that this whole business with Thomas Markle, Meghan's father and her father obviously, was down to media vultures. You know, we had made him stage the pictures. We had made him take a big check from paparazzi. We had made him basically sell out his own daughter's wedding. And I immediately went, I'm not having that. I'm sorry. No. And actually, especially not from you, Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this.
A current affair exclusive. Meghan Markle's sister, Samantha Grant, or Samantha Markle as she now prefers to be called,
Samantha Markle, who's just changed her name back to Markle so she can truly cash in on this. So I just found myself saying, actually, when it comes to vultures, you're the vulture. And she is, and I'm afraid Meghan's family is littered with people who have been appalling.
Who are, you know, very sadly to say, and very disappointed, is that they agreed to it, to come and send BS about her on national television. Okay? And then they suggest to her, okay, please make all of this stop. Okay? Because they're embarrassing the royal family. Okay? Meanwhile, who was behind it? They were behind it, bringing her family into it. And then they're telling her, please make all of this stop. I'm paraphrasing now. Okay? And then Meghan didn't know what to do. She wrote the letter. Okay? And then asking advice. The Jason Kenoff guy. Okay? Before she even sent the letter, I think she sent it to Jason Kenoff to give her advice, perspective. Okay, what do you think of this? This is what I wrote. What do you think of this? And then Jason even suggested, maybe you, I forgot what he suggested. I'll put the screenshot of all of this. okay, to include something like he's not picking up the phone or something like that. Okay, and Megan was like, oh, that's a good idea. I'll revise that letter, you know, I'll revise it, or she'll include it in the letter. Okay, so she went out of her way to prevent people from knowing the letter was coming from her. Okay, she really pointed this out. That was in the UK court papers. Okay, she sent it to a friend, a trusted friend. Okay, and the letter was inside that to give to the friend, and then the friend mailed it to the father. This is the steps that she had to go, so they don't see Megan's name onto the thing. Now we have pictures of the father with one of the royal rats and whatever in Mexico. Okay, so how did they know the letter was there? Megan didn't tell them. Okay, whoever suggests to Megan to write the letter must have told the paper, there's a letter out there, go write it, because she's not gonna sue. Okay, so when Megan found out the letter was printed and they modified, they tried to make it seem like they didn't know anything, and whatever they did, I don't know what they did, whatever they did, but it was printed. So Megan was very upset about that. This is something she's trying to keep it private, secretly, and whatever, to tell the father to stop and all of this, not picking up the phone and all of that. So how did the paper know? Who told them? It's not Harry and Megan. Okay, to go and intercept it to the father. So now when Megan is talking to the lawyer, trying to stay within boundaries of the firm, okay, she's trying to be, it's like walking on a tiptoe on a glass box, preventing it from shattering. She's trying to take protocols. What should she do? And then meanwhile, the lawyers of the firm keep on giving her nonsense, false promises, or wait, whatever it is that they told her, until she realized that they were not gonna do anything. Okay, and then she take her own lawyer.
You just explain, what was the significance on the witness statement from Ed Verity, better known as Ted Verity?
Ted Verity, the editor of the Mail on Sunday, said in his signed witness statement that he had been given information that helped support Associated's case. He said this information came from a senior palace source, and he said in his witness statement this was, quote, not gossip or tittle-tattle.
What does that mean?
What it means is that a senior figure in the royal household, according to Mail on Sunday, was passing him information in order to help defeat the Duchess's case.
Her own lawyer, and did what she did, and she won her case. All right, so this was the deal that the institution, I said it, I go back to some of my videos around those time. Okay, I said all of this, all of that, and now it's just being confirmed. Okay, so they knew they weren't gonna the firm was not gonna let Megan sue them. So when Megan read one and one together and realized they weren't gonna do anything, she took her own lawyer. And this is the shocker here. Okay, now they have to, whatever agreement that they had with the firm, now tea is gonna be spilled, and now they have to pay them back, because now the firm then have control of Harry and Meghan, or Meghan in particular. Meghan sued and she won, and they have to pay Meghan. Now the firm have to pay back whatever it is that they promised them they weren't gonna sue. That's my spin on that. Alright, so let's read some of this. So this is how all of this come about. Quid pro quo. Why did I bring this? I don't know. It's part of the story. I forgot why I brought it up, but it's part of the story. For those who don't know, this is it. Okay, you could go back to some of my old videos. Okay, the royals are rotten, so are the British tabloid. No wonder Harry is furious. Of course. Please remember, this case is not just about Prince Harry. Every ordinary British citizen is a potential target of the hunting, hacking, and blackmailing by the Daily Mail and wider British media. Again, I agree. I agree with comment, because the same thing that happened to Meghan, I said the same thing. I said this is for every UK citizen, because if they could do that with Harry or Meghan or anybody, okay, imagine you. Are you gonna have enough money to hire a lawyer to defend you? Okay, and they know they could do that because people don't have money to defend themselves. And this is where the check and balance needs to come, because all those people in prominent position to check the newspapers are not doing it. They're just turning a blind eye. Okay, they hijack every prominent position. Okay, so they could turn a blind eye. So let's read this. What claims have the group made? In a statement released by the representative law firm Hamlins in October 2022, the group said they initiated legal proceedings when they became aware of, quote, compelling and highly distressing evidence that they have been the victim of abhorrent criminal activity and gross breaches of privacy. The statement further alleged ANL hired private investigators to place listening devices on the claimant's home and cars. It also claimed that people were hired to surreptitiously listen into and record their private phone calls, and that police officials were paid for sensitive information.
Piers Morgan's allegedly extensive knowledge and encouragement of criminal news gathering at the Mirror while he was editor will face a full courtroom examination, a judge has ruled. Lawyers acting for Mirror Group newspapers last week tried and failed to keep the outspoken journalist and broadcaster out of a case alleging the publisher's board turned a blind eye to years of criminal activity at its 3 British national tabloids. Significantly, it means ITV host and Mail columnist Morgan's denials of knowledge of newsroom wrongdoing to the Leveson public inquiry into press ethics in 2011 will for the first time be tested against detailed allegations to the contrary in a civil court of law, where another judge will make findings.
While I'm reading this, another thing we could say as well, how did the reporters knew about Tampon Gate? Huh? This is another evidence these people could bring into the case about listening device, and then they made it public. Okay, remember the tampon gate, how Charles wanted to be a tampon? Okay, there's an audio out there about that. So that's another thing to strengthen Harry's case. The group includes Sir Elton John and his husband David Furnish, actor Sadie Foss and Elizabeth Hurley, former British member of Parliament Simon Hayes. If I'm not mistaken, I could be 1,000,000% wrong. Wasn't this guy was the one who they outed that he was gay or something? I don't know. And Doreen Lawrence, the mother of Stephen Lawrence, a British teenager who was murdered in a racist attack in 1993. I read an article that explained about this from Brian Cape Cod. Okay, I suggest you listen to all of my videos because they all are connected. A 4-day preliminary hearing at the Royal Court of Justice is now underway, where judges will decide if the case proceeds further. ANL is expected to try to have the case thrown out. It's obvious. Alright, that's that. When some of KKK fans claim Kate has 300 times phone hacking while Harry got less, but she didn't sue the tabloid. It's an invisible contract. Made it make sense. Okay, so I think you know what, I have one more. You know what, let's see what's the other one, because I have other tweets that make reference to this. Okay, let me see if it's the next one, but I think it has to do with Harry still. Okay, so let's just do this one. Prince Harry torpedoed any remaining bridges with his witness statement. Okay, I'll go into that. How many comments? Okay, there's a lot. Let's see what he said here. The link of this will be in the description. I'll read the first paragraph of this. Okay, as an American, I believe that people within powerful institutions should have an adversarial relationship with the media. Journalists don't work in PR. There should be a healthy give and take with the fourth estate acting as a check on power. For years, I assumed that's how it was between the Windsors and the British media. But no, the relationship is not adversarial, it's symbiotic. When both powerful institutions feeding on each other, working toward the same goal 99% of the time, this is why royal reporters act as if they're part of the monarchy. What have I been saying? There was no check and balance. Now other people are saying it. Okay? They are part of the same convoluted ecosystem. This is what Prince Harry is trying to rip apart. He's doing so by suing the parents off of several media outlets and by exposing the institution's private and public lies. It's not just the Daily Mail solely itself with a dead about Harry's relationship, is the monarchy as a whole, because they're the same. The monarchy and the media, they are one, especially in King Charles Royal Court. Speaking of, the Daily Beast has an exclusive royal reaction to Harry's witness statement in court. Okay, I'm telling you. That coronation is gonna be the last. I don't think they're gonna like this. Okay, there's more. You guys could read it. It's not that much, but I like to read only the introduction and you guys could finish it from Celebrity. Okay, so yet again, their loyalty is to the Mail. They brief against Harry when he's trying to do something to protect all of the royal family. Shaking my head. Okay, so he has torpedoed any remaining bridges, but they still want him at the coronation. The royal math and mathing. Okay, remaining bridges, they've wronged him. He's done nothing wrong to those cowards. Okay, so Harry's fighting for what's right is burning bridges. It's no wonder every time he calls out the media, it's reported as he's attacking the family. The two are one and the same. Yep. Okay, I'm sorry, I've been saying this. Okay, well, he'll be just fine. They will continue to be their own worst enemies. That's for sure. Okay, all they had to do was stop lying about Harry and Meghan. That's another thing. What is it? I remember listening to Tina and Michelle podcast. Leave Meghan alone. If anyone did any torpedoing, it was his worthless family. That's for sure. The firm enabled criminal activity simply because it benefited them. They allow Harry and then Meghan to be preyed on by those same criminals. And the thing is that I don't know who within the institution beside Harry. Let's take Harry out of this because Harry is too bright for this institution. I don't know anyone within the family who then see this type of thing is not a healthy way, where they could turn on any one of you anytime that they want, but when they decided to be happy with you, and then that's when you're okay with it. I don't understand who think this is the right way when things should be just play fairly. And then this is the thing that I brought up in one of my videos. The institution is feeding the papers with stupid nonsense, whatever, secrets or whatever it is, and then when they read the paper and then they shock and then they take it to heart. I don't understand this when they know they're feeding lies to them. This is something I cannot add one and one together. They're the one who's feeding the papers the thing, the nonsense, and when they read the paper and they shocked. I don't understand. Make it make sense to me. Please, anybody in the comment section, make it make sense to me. You telling someone some nonsense, they write it, and then you read it, and then all of a sudden you shocked. How? How? When you know exactly what was going to be in the paper. I don't understand that. Okay, the firm enable criminal activity simply because it benefit them. They allow Harry and then Meghan to be preyed on by those same criminals. Yeah, once they turn into Meghan, okay, they turn their prey into Meghan. This is where Harry said enough is enough. Okay, so he shouldn't fight against the media outlet invading his and others' privacy. There's that. Man, if I had the amount of bridges he had, I'll be blowing up a few for fun myself. In this case though, you'd think they'd be thankful to Harry to fighting the war they are afraid to. That's another thing. But maybe I'm thinking about Frogmore, why they took Frogmore away from him. And they said that he would be somewhere in one of those palaces or something, thinking that that would be closer to him. Unless, I don't know. The only thing I could think of, but they're so stupid, I don't think they'll even think of that. But they think they will get him closer to know whatever he's doing. Unless the father thought maybe he'll move away. I don't know. Maybe it was some sort of a reverse psychology kind of thing, but they don't have the mindset to think that way. I think they only thought that he will get closer to them where he's under his roof. Okay, let's say any palaces besides Frogmore, they could do whatever they want, send anybody in the room to check on his things, and Harry cannot say anything. But instead they push Harry away to stay with a friend. I read that in another paper. But what makes them think that this was a good idea? Unless Charles wanted him to just get away, don't get close. I don't know. By taking Frogmore. That's the only thing I could think of. Okay, that's this. After what's there, that's it. Maybe his family should have treated him and Meghan a lot better than they did. Okay, problem of that family is that they are watching everything Harry and Meghan are doing. They need to stop doing that. Yeah, I've been saying that. If they focus on their own thing, they will. Well, then again, they need to scoop on people so they could give the papers, because the paper wants to make money. But whatever. Okay, quote, it's so unfair to suggest those people, most of whom spend their whole lives working very hard for the family, for very little reward or recognition. Holy shit, the audacity. So who said that? Okay, I don't know where this quote come from. This is a quote, by the way. I don't know who said that. Okay, not interesting. And Bridges, okay, good for him. Now he needs to leave that godforsaken island. After the case is done, because this is another okay, not only did he risk his life, he's still risking his life right now, okay, in the military for the country, and now he's risking it now individually for every single citizen. Okay, because sometimes when there is war, it's not for the people, it's for the establishment to whatever. Okay, whoever's in power, who wants to maintain power, whatever. Some of the wars usually happen where they need the military, but they make it seem like it's for the countries. It's supposed to be, but lately they turn wars into political things for institutions to remain in power. Okay, that's the way that I see it. But now there's Harry who's taking it to save individual where it really matters the most. This is a real true soldier right there. Okay, so that's that with this video. I have more. And okay, this is heavy again because I want to start something where, because I have two more tweets regarding Harry. Let me see here. Okay, there's another one. Prince Harry is reportedly staying with friends. This is that. Okay, so let's include this. Okay, Prince Harry is reportedly staying with friends while he's in London this week. Okay, let's read the first paragraph only. The rest will be in the description. Every time we've seen Prince Harry entering or exiting the London High Court this week, he's flanked by security guards. It's widely assumed that these are private security guards and that they are unarmed, which is one of the big debates, conversation around Harry and his security. I said in the video, at the beginning of this video, where the other guy, I was criticizing him. He's walking too slow. Maybe he was the only guard one, okay, with weapon or whatever, because after he walked in, he closed the gate behind him. Okay, let's continue. God and that they are unarmed, which is one of the big debates, conversations around Harry and his security. Harry wants to be able to have access to British security when he visits the UK because police can be armed, but the police will have a better idea about domestic threat and terrorist threat. Meanwhile, the cops told him that he will have to give 28 days notice before he fly into the UK before they will even consider protecting him. That's a separate legal action though. So the thing never, okay, it seems like, okay, in my humble opinion, that the security thing never resolved. The security, this is why they didn't know he was showing up, because he never gave the 28 notice. He never gave that. Okay, all of which mean that people are really wondering about where Harry is staying this week and what his security situation is like. Fox News, I know, claim that Harry is staying in London, not Frogmore Cottage and Windsor, and that he's staying with friends. Okay, there's that. Fox News, this is another Rupert Murdoch thing in the US. Okay, there's more. You guys could read it. All right. I'd rather you read the celebrity instead of the tabloid thing. She'll take one for the team. Let's just say that. And then she quoted them in her thing here. Okay. In other words, they have no idea where Harry's staying. Yeah, there's no way he should tell them, because you know that this is why they wanted 28 days notice, so they could prepare themselves. And then they were shocked when he showed up in court. Okay, Harry has been in the UK for at least 3 days, and the press is still not sure where he's staying. Good for that. Okay, and we need to keep on praying. If this is not proof enough that the palace were the ones that leaked the information from the Sussexes, I don't know what else is needed. But I love that they don't have a clue. Yep. Okay, Frogmore Cottage was, that's the thing here. Frogmore Cottage was the last means by which the royal could monitor when the Sussexes were coming, and the royal stupidly took it away. Thank you. This is it. I've said it in another video. I don't know which one you're gonna see first, but I've said that already in one recording. Okay, so expect more of this guerrilla style of arriving in the UK, completely leaving the royals and their tableau masters shook. Well done. That's it. They give him a favor. When I was explaining about this, it took me a long while to explain my humble opinion. I was like, this was the best thing they did for him. Turn lemon into lemonade. Okay, it was taken away because it was too near William and family, and because Harry is a danger to them. And then there's Harry. This is what happened. This is where you know you have real friend, where you don't have to you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, where you know you don't need to give anything, where people will do things out of their heart. And this is why they're so shook about the Sussex squad, because they think that Harry and Meghan is paying everybody to talk positive about them, because we see the wrong that is being done to them. If they could do that to them, imagine the little people. This is why the Sussex squad exists. Okay, why do they feel entitled to know where he's staying and his plans is? So glad they have very limited access to him now. Okay, so now Harry has friend in the UK. Okay, well, it was the Daily Mail who said he has no one since he left the UK. More lies come to surface every day with the British media. Pathetic. Okay, this is what one of the headlines they had put out sometimes. For me, there are a lot of possibilities where he's staying. There are people who cares for him and silently in the UK. That's right. Yeah. And this is why when the paper is talking, it makes it seem like it's the entire UK. That's another thing we need to take away from that. They create a voice and to make people believe it's everybody, when in fact it's not. And this is what's good about social media, where people are talking. Okay, the little people, and they cannot have control of that. And they try to do that with Twitter. Okay, they try to have control or manage Twitter, and I'm like, I'm staying on Twitter until they really kick me out of there. And what is it? And I have to pay to, let me not give idea now. There's a lot of things you need to do on Twitter for pay. I don't care about this. I don't care about blue check and all of that. I told you from the beginning, I had my Twitter account since 2009. I never use it. But as soon as they start bashing on my sis, Meghan, I had to get back on. I didn't even know how to get back on because I forgot my password. So it was collecting dust. So them Twitter coming on, you need blue check to verify. I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, as long as I could get the information. I don't need all extra access and all of that. I don't need to follow everybody. As long as I got the good sources, I'm fine. Okay, so why did I bring this? I don't know, but it's part of the conversation. But anyway, let's continue with some of the comment and move on. I have one more that has Harry, and then I'm moving on to another video. Okay, make it clear who's been doing all the leaking. Harry's been in the UK now. Oh, the reason I brought it up is because the paper tried to create a voice for the entire UK, the little people as well, when in fact many of them are not. So Harry, who was on top of social class, is crumbling everything down and say all those little people don't have to carry me all this burden. So he wants to make sure everybody's equal. That's the thing. Okay, so make it clear who's been doing all the leaking. Harry's been in the UK how long? And the press still doesn't know where he's at. Okay, Elton John has a home near London. I bet he's staying. Oh, we don't want to give ideas. In a couple of videos before, I thought of many possibilities. Okay, my thought exactly. I didn't want to give anybody any ideas. Okay, it's reportedly because no one knows where this grown man has chosen to stay. I had heard he was staying at Frogmore, but that didn't make sense. Okay, thanks to Meghan and to his own growth, Prince Harry is exuding joy, courage, and the power of character that makes any woman proud of their spouse. This is Meghan's BDE dude. All right, have fun and relaxing for him. Good friends, mutual respect. That's the thing, mutual respect, enjoying his time best he can, because we know he misses his little family dreadfully. Okay. Oh, so he does have friends. The daddy felt labored to tell us how Megan made him alienate all his friends. Good. He's staying with friends. It's probably safer than Frogmore Cottage. No leaks. There's the thing. He looks great. Living well is the best revenge. Okay. He's probably staying with Elton, who won't leaks where he's staying. Okay. Great. All right. Okay. After this, that's it. Our prince sofa surfing. That sofa surfing. Our prince sofa surfing. That's a new level of freedom, and I love it. He has friends. He don't give a damn for some palace Prince Harry people's prince. Sofa surfing. I hope he's staying with friends. He looks good and happy and healthy, and on top of his game, the tabloid are pissed they aren't getting info about where he is, and that's a good thing. Was thinking he would be staying where Elton is. Can see why he should stay at Frogmore, especially since he's most likely empty. Okay, it is just me, or is there more muscle under that jacket? My. Yeah, I think he's gained some muscles. Okay, staying at Dad Elton's place. That man has done more for him and his wife than Charlie. Yeah, that's for sure. All right, this is my last one that has Harry, and then I'm gonna do another video. Okay, usually when I pass an hour, but I had so many tweets for you guys, I had to separate them. Okay, wait, who was too busy to see whom? All right, there's that. How Prince Harry shut down seeing his family during his surprise trip to England, Cosmopolitan. Okay, that was the 29th yesterday. Okay, I'm already the following day now. It's 12:10 a.m. now. According to the Telegraph, Prince Harry did inform his father that he'd be in London for court hearing, but told King Charles he was too busy for a visit. Are you sure? Meanwhile, Harry is said to be staying at Frogmore Cottage, which he and Meghan Markle will soon vacate permanently, just a stone throw away from Prince William and Kate Middleton residence at the Adele Cottage. But according to the Express, Harry won't see the Prince and Princess of Wales either, as they're away for their kids' half-term holiday. I doubt that. Okay, King Charles pretend he's too busy to see Prince Harry. Okay, I don't know. Put a pinch of salt here. Okay, the spend is spending. Chuck is busy to see his son and get criticized. He backtracked, and now Harry is too busy to see Chuck. Silent is always an option. They won't get caught lying so much lie if they just zip it. Stop briefing the press. Yeah, they don't know. Okay, I laugh at refuse to see him. Like how? Okay, he is staying with friends. Not. Okay, greatest question ever. Okay, who is leaking all these stories? Can't keep up with the lies. They literally make things up. First, Charles III was too busy. Now it's Harry. Then he was staying at a hotel. Then with friends. Now at Frogmore. OMG, media, get it right, please. So this is the starting of the crumbling of the tabloid paper. There's the laugh. And I think if this is resolved, it goes to trial, and there's a resolve of this. These people should not be working in anything with information. Okay, they should not be working for any other newspapers, or even if they create a new, they should not even give access to create a new papers. They should stay away from all of this. Okay, not be on TV to say things about news, for instance. Nothing. They should strip them off of all of that. All right, so they all lost. Harry has not asked to see Charles, meaning Charles need no excuses to not see him. It's just him wanting to control the narrative. I'm sure he visited Eugenie, Beatrice, and the Spencers, but he has no reason to see others who are against him and in favor of the British media. This is the way. Good King Harry. Let's do a prayer. So now that I have a thing, it's gonna be a video by itself. So let's do a prayer. Prayer for protection. Okay, so protection. And let's do resolve. I don't know why. Resolve. And let's see something added to the, because when I do protection, happiness and resolve. Okay, yes, we need happiness. Okay, I didn't choose that, but okay, I didn't look when I was okay, let's see if there's an image. I saw something. Let's go back. This one. Dear Lord, I pray that you bless me with true happiness and peace in life. Lead me away from hate and anger toward love, from reckless mind and okay. All right, so let's pick an image. My mind just my eye just crossed there. All right, let's read this and then that'll be it. I'm gonna do another video. God, I pray for healing and comfort for anyone dealing with headache. I pray that they find refuge in you in the midst of their pain. May you continue to give them the strength to keep going, to push through these dark moments, and know you are with them every step of the way. I think this is good enough. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so this is it. I'm gonna do video number 2. Maybe there will be video number 3 because I have a lot of tweets to share with you. All right, so that's it for this video. Okay, let's give you a heads up. This will be the next tweet that I'm gonna start with. Okay, it will be that. So that's it.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.